This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? The Knicks. We keeping the foot on the what? The Knicks. And like the Tibetan master that I am, I'm applying what? Immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? He bursts his pipes. This is what He Knows Everything was telling you guys, man. A lot of people on this planet, they choose to not progress. They choose to not take themselves to the next level. They choose to make basically what we would say a universal decision for them to remain comfortable. Life is not about being comfortable. Life is about being uncomfortable. You gotta always try to be uncomfortable so that you can basically become comfortable. You didn't get what I said. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate the corpus callosum in this cerebellum. So hear me fucking well. You have to be uncomfortable so that you can be comfortable. Does that mean eventually get comfortable? No. It means basically to live comfortably. What is living comfortably? What does that mean? That means not wanting for nothing. That means basically putting yourself in a position to where you basically want for not. But what does want for not look like? It's called financial independence. It's called financial freedom. It's called basically expanding your mind. He Knows Everything is here to teach you guys fundamental principles so that you can evolve your brain. You can get to the next level. Well, here's how you get to the next level mentally. You have to investigate yourself in what's called real estate. Investigate and invest. Investigate because it takes a great detective to understand that when opportunities come, when time comes, you have to investigate the market. You have to investigate what the market is going to bring for you. Everybody's version of investment is not going to be the same. It's really simple. With real estate, you got to look at it like this. People waste money on bullshit. Women will waste their money on fucking hairs, on fucking fake ass hair. That's really not their hair. Don't even get me started. That's another conversation in and of itself. They probably spend they go to a beauty salon, they spend $400 or $500. And if you're doing this some women do this shit every week. Yes, that shit is possible. Most women do it about every 2 to 3 fucking weeks. And then you got the ones that are conservative. They do it once a fucking month or every 2 months. That's not too fucking bad. Really, you should be able to go with your hair. Now, this is gonna make a lot of people say, "What? That's dirty. That don't sound kept." Go ahead. You should be able to go with your hair every fucking 2 months if you're a female before you get the shit done. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you're able to have your own upkeep, your maintenance, meaning you're not lazy, you're able to upkeep yourself, and you have great fucking hygiene as a woman, and this is for the women that have great fucking hygiene, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. You should be able to keep yourself up for a good 2 months before it's time to get your hair done. Why do I say that? If you're getting your hair done every fucking week, you spending $500 every week, do the math. That's $2,000 in a fucking month. $4,000 in 2 months. But let's say you do your hair one fucking time. We're gonna go at the highest end of the spectrum because women pay $500. Celebrities pay like thousands of dollars. But we're talking about everyday 9 to 5. You know, the freaking the Joe Blows, the average Joe Blow women. They spend about $500 on their damn hair, right? Now, take $500 on one instance every 2 months, and take $2,000 that you would be spending if you're going every fucking week. I'm giving you guys both extremes. That's $1,500 in your pocket. Do you understand that $1,500 is a mortgage and a half for most people? Most people's mortgage average between $800 to $1,000, give or take. Some mortgages go from $800 to about $1,200. But that's $1,500 in your fucking pocket. And that's me showing you guys one way to save. Now imagine if I show you guys all other ways to save, how you guys can really take yourselves to the next level. If you have that $1,500 extra, that's money that you can be putting in your fucking pocket and money you can be using to invest. See, people like to invest in things that depreciate. Doing your hair is a depreciation thing because it doesn't gain you any value. What? You get a sense of looking good for what? However long. 15 minutes of fucking fame? If that, then what happens? The shit fades off. So really, you lose your money. You lose your value from it. And then you got to redo that shit all over again. This is what a lot of brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads don't get. But if you do it once every 2 months, you still looking good. You still looking fresh. Now it's on you to do the rest of the work. The other times that you're not going to the fucking hair salon, which should be what you're doing if you have great hygiene, and you get $1,500 in your pocket. See, I've given you guys one way. Men. Now let's go to the men. A lot of these guys, they like to spend so much fucking money on their rims. So much fucking money on their car and shit like that. Okay. Well, how about you drive a car with no fucking rims? Who says that you have to have fucking rims on your car? The average rim, like a set for a guy, can average them anywhere. And we're going to do fucking speakers too. Motherfuckers want to have 12s, 15s. Yeah, motherfuckers still doing shit like this. The average rims will run a motherfucker anywhere between, if you're getting low quality shit, $500. And we ain't talking about getting it from your uncle or getting it from your cousin or some shit where you pay $250. And that means the shit has already been used and fucking abused. We're talking about basically getting this shit from basically where you would buy it at a reputable place. It's gonna run you anywhere between $1,000 if you're getting low end shit, anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. That's if you're going up in the high end shit. You know what I'm saying? We talking about, you know, you getting you some hand cooked fucking tires, and then you getting some Pirelli fucking tires, and then you getting some nice blazing ass rims to go with it. We'll push all the way up to $3,000. Now imagine the $3,000 you could save in your pocket if you don't invest into that. That's $3,000 that you got to invest in real estate. You can go get you a piece of land. You can go and basically get you a land that's for sale. They're everywhere. And don't tell me they're not in your fucking neighborhood. There are plenty of neighborhoods where you can look and you can see that the land is for sale. Now, it's not that fucking easy. It's not basically that cut and dry. You would definitely have to talk to the city, you know, have a conversation with them, find out, you know, what the permits are in the city, find out, you know, what are the legalities, find out what are the issues, find out if you buy the land, can you build something on it? You're going to have to do some homework. But if you put in all this time in you trying to get the best rim, or you trying to do your hair, because women spend hours and hours and hours at the salon, men spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out the right rim. You can spend those same hours talking to the city in your area to try to find out what you can build on that land. And then once you get all the nuances and you figure that shit out, see, as I'm doing these videos, I'm gonna start bringing this shit down to you guys, so you see how easy this shit is. Now you can have an idea. Okay, when I buy this land, can I, you know, put up like a little coffee house business on it? And I'm talking about like a little mobile coffee house business, if that's something you want to do. Can I do like a mobile barbershop, if that's something I'm into? I'm cutting hair. See, I'm giving you guys ideas. That way you don't have to do basically the regular brick and mortar business where you're paying somebody a lease and you're not really seeing returns on your fucking dividends of what you're paying out. Basically, you're just building interest and you're not seeing a principal because of the fact that you're spending so much money just to have the place that you're not able to see a profit off of the money that you're actually making. But if you buy a piece of land and you put a Connex, you know, storage containers, these are new ways for people to do business. You see this shit in Africa, you see this in all these other places. You can have your barbershop there. You can have your beauty salon there, or you can have whatever your business is, whether if it's a consignment store. Like, you don't have to go that brick and mortar route. You can go that way. Of course, that's going to be an investment. But again, this goes back to every time that you're going to the hair salon, every time you're buying rims. If you take away the money that's being expended from that, that's money in your pocket that you could be pushing. You could be putting in a piggy bank and building up. Realistically, to buy a piece of land, you only need anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. That's what you need. Now, to a lot of people, that sound like a lot of money. But if you keep thinking about the rim principle, that's $3,000. That's halfway the fucking battle. That's actually less than halfway the fucking battle. No matter of fact, that's over halfway the fucking battle. Because that's 3/5. That's damn near what? 60 fucking percent? Come on, man. Y'all gotta start thinking here. I'm giving you guys the expansion mind to start thinking about how you don't have to waste money on mundane and bullshit shit. A lot of people waste money on stupid shit. A lot of people don't prioritize their minds, and they don't prioritize their way of thinking. Because if they did, then they would see that life is bigger than just basically seeing things from a glass half jar, a half empty jar, a glass that's not full, a glass that's half fucking empty. But a lot of people have a half empty mindset when it comes to the way that they see things, the way that they unction themselves, the way that they operate, the way that they basically expand their minds into what we would say thinking. See, I'm giving you guys a mind expansion here. And if you guys are smart, you would take this. The money you spend on bullshit, because a lot of people say they never have money. But if you go and look at their financial planning, you look at their budget, you see that they're wasting money like money's going out of style. They do what Adrian Broner did in the store. They go and they just throw money in the air. Money's not meant to be used that way. Because let me tell you something about money. Money will mess you up if you mess with it. Let me say it again. Money will mess you up if you mess with it. If you play around with it and you don't treat it the way it's supposed to be treated, it will never graduate you. It will never get you to the next level to where you can be rich off of it. Because money actually has a soul in it. I know a lot of people don't understand that. Money is an actual living being. Because money can see the way that you're treating it. Why do I say all of that? God talks about it in the Bible. He says, the love of money is the root of all sorts of evil. That means money has a spirit attached to it. Now, if you're a good fiduciary steward and you give fiduciary responsibility and you're responsible from a fiduciary responsibility when it comes to money, the money will treat you right. The spirit of the money won't be evil. It's going to be good because the money sees that you're being a good steward of it, meaning you're basically budgeting it. You're treating it with respect. So because you're treating it with respect, it treats you with respect. So it elevates you in life. Hence the principles of give so that you can get back. I mean, these are things that I could talk about in other videos or whatever, because you got to give so that you can receive. You know, this is biblical principles and things of that nature. But on the flip side of it, if you're wasting money away, then money gets into that point of money. The love of money is the root of all sorts of evil. It's not money that's evil. It's the love of it. And a lot of people have a love of money for the wrong reasons. And that's why all roots of sorts of evil manifest itself. And i.e. women wasting away money because they want to have their hairdo every week. They want to show that they're the ones that get their hairdo done the most. That's bullshit and fuck shit. Guys that want to show that they have the best fucking rims. That's bullshit and fuck shit. Or the best system in their car that they could bump, they could thump. What you're doing is you're thumping your eardrums out. You're actually hurting your health. See, people don't understand that health is wealth. Y'all gotta get the notepads out and get to the damn scribbling. When these gems and these jewels are being dropped, like a turkey, gobble that shit up. See, in each video, I'm gonna drop a little inkling of things for you to open your mind and see. And then if you see those things, you can be like, you know what? If I just make this adjustment, if I just make that adjustment, it's really not hard. It's just little, minute, microcosm adjustments. You do these things and you will see that you will elevate yourself from a financial standpoint. This is what Sorry Not Sorry is all about. Financial literacy. It's about basically self-improvement. This is an area that everybody can improve in. And the funny part about it is, doesn't matter how old you are, you can actually improve in this area. Because all it requires is making adjustments. Seeing things from a different plane. Do you really need to have your hair done every fucking week? Do you need to sit here and have rims on your fucking car every fucking time you get a new whip? Or every time you feel tired that the old whip or the old rims ain't doing what it's supposed to on the whip? Or a new fucking system because you feel your system is dragging. Do you have to do that? I'm not ever telling people that they can't splurge. But now's not the time for you to splurge because you've done so much wasting that now it's about doing so much preserving. Now it's about doing so much harvesting. This is what the Bible is talking about when it says feast and harvest. There's a time to feast. That means there's a time to take. That's what it's talking about. And then there's a time to harvest. That means there's a time to basically store in the storehouse, because you have to do that. There's going to be droughts. There's going to be dryness. The Bible talks about this. There was times when it was dry. And if the people did not listen to Joseph, and how Joseph was so smart enough to help these folks to have the harvest put in place so that when the drought came, they wouldn't have suffered, then they would have been in a precarious situation. It was just like when God basically threw the boils and when God threw all of the curses Pharaoh away. Those were droughts, man. But if the people did not listen to Moses, they would have been in a precarious situation. But they did. And hence they were able to basically be in a surplus during the drought. See, there's two types of things that happen in life. There's a surplus and there's a deficit. A drought and a recompense, a reward. Feast and a harvest. And you got to ask yourself, if you've been feasting too much, if you've been basically surplusing too much, if you've been taking too much, then you got to do the actual opposite of all of that. Because in absence of doing that, you're going to find yourself in a precarious situation. And the precarious situation is you're going to wake up, midlife crisis is going to hit you, and you're going to ask yourself, why did I not make the steps that he knows everything was talking about? I was too busy being a pure fucking beta supreme, or a pure fucking beta supremette, or basically being a beta cuck male or a beta female-ette, and not understanding the ultimate principles of what this guy's talking about. When you see somebody is weird in front of you, that's the person you want to cling to. The weirder the person, the more genius the person is. Michael Jordan was considered weird by his teammates. He was considered weird by so many people. And you know why? Because his greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. Kobe Bryant was considered so weird. The most weirdest people are the most gifted people. Floyd Mayweather was considered so weird around their peers. You know why? Because they were on a plane that these other people were not, from a mental standpoint. They were pushing for a level of greatness that these guys could never understand. Tom Brady, considered weird with certain rituals that he do to prep himself, to psych his mind out. Albert Einstein. And the greatest of them all, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The Pharisees and the Sadducees looked at him like he was weird. How dare this guy tell people to worship him? That's weird. How dare this guy say, I forgive you of your sins? That's weird. See, the weirdest people are the most genius people. And when somebody calls me weird, that's a compliment. Great people love to hear that. That means that basically you are not the norm. You are abnormal. You are different. You're cutting against the grain. And that is the ultimate caveat of a compliment that you can give he knows everything. The day that when I saw a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics at the highest levels said that I was weird, you know what that basically was saying? It was basically saying that my alpha was higher than his alpha. And hence, that was the greatest compliment I could ever get. Because when you have an alpha male call you weird, that's because you've ascended to another alpha level that they are not even there yet. Or they can't even understand. The weirder you are, the better it is. It's like Austin, Texas. Everything in Austin is weird. Maybe that's why I cling to it. Because Austin has some alpha and alphabet ways associated with it. What people got to understand is weirdness is a beautiful thing. It's not bad to be weird. If anything, the weirder you are, the more alpha or alphabet you are. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Nicks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Nicks. Remember, all it takes is pinch by pinch by pinch, and then hence, in doing the pinch by pinch by pinch, then guess what? Now you're going to go into what's called an inch by inch by inch. And then doing an inch by inch by inch, then you go into what's called a yard by yard by yard. And doing a yard by yard by yard, then you know what ends up happening? You go into what's called a mile by mile by mile. And then you go from there. You get it? That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? Nicks. I keeps the foot on the what? Nicks. When it's all said and done, if you're not like a turkey gobbling this thing up and understanding that these messages is to graduate you into a soul alpha and a soul alpha state, then you can't be helped. This is He Knows Everything. Checking out.